Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Olumide Macaulay on today's program. All is set for the rerun River State elections. The Nigerian Air Force receives a boost to fight insurgency. And a kidnapped journalist breathes the sweet air of freedom. That journalist had a very harrowing encounter with those kidnappers. But before we get to that story, let's begin in River State, where ahead of Saturday's rerun elections, Governor Nyesom Wike is raising another alarm, this time on the alleged withdrawal of his chief security officer, his CSO. The governor, who claims that there is a plot to assassinate him, was speaking while campaigning for his party's candidates in 3 districts in Kana local government area. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ereye reports.
Cultural dancers ushering in Governor Nyesom Wike to Kana local government area of River State. The governor is here to drum up support for his party's candidates in the legislative polls, as well as flag off the renovation of schools in the 3 districts of Bade, Kenkana and Unyo communities. A former chairman of a local government area who spoke on behalf of the people assures the governor and his team of their full support.
And when we say we will do a thing, we do it. When we say we don't want to do anything, we will not do that thing. So, Your Excellency, today, on behalf of my people, I'm telling you that all our candidates will be delivered and delivered well. Thank you.
The governor says he will go the extra mile for the people.
BRD Memorial Grammar School, BMGS, will be one of the schools we use as a pilot study to bring back the boarding system. Go to BMGS today and see what is happening. No be so?
The next port of call is Taba. Received by a crowd of supporters, Governor Wike tells the people to stand firm because, according to him, victory is guaranteed.
This morning, they withdraw my CSO. I said, what are you standing with that one? I said, the living God, not there again. Now, God, they give security, not so. I think they need to intimidate me with all those things. They need to worry me. And nobody, when them bomb, go say, will intimidate me. That one, not there. If they know what in the electric way, I will shock them. So, you know, they don't understand. These small boys, children, when we train for politics, now then now they come, they make it again. When they finish on Saturday, they will not say, Kakino be.
Kana local government is one of the council areas that will provide the needed votes for either the PDP or APC to win the election. So political analysts expect a tough contest here. But above all, security operatives will have to secure the area and indeed all other local governments where the election will hold to allow a peaceful and fair contest. Emmanuel Ereye, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, the River State Police Command is promising that no stone will be left unturned to ensure that the December 10th legislative elections is credible and free of violence. The Commissioner of Police in the state pledged this during a stakeholders meeting of INEC and some candidates of political parties. For the resident electoral commissioner, adequate arrangements have been made for the polls.
Really be able to sit down and say, in this local government, we have election in 5 areas. These 5 areas, what are the polling units in these areas? We have asked our EOs to do that, and they have met with stakeholders at that level, so that everybody will now know that in this local government, we have election in so-so place, in so-so place, and there are 3 elections. These 3 elections are not also taking place in all the polling units.
The need for the stakeholders meeting for the optimum time becomes important and imperative to enable all stakeholders to conclude and finalize all the arrangements so far made toward ensuring that the forthcoming rerun elections in the state is free, fair, credible, and violence-free. It is also to ensure that the election is devoid of violence, electoral irregularities, malpractices, and indeed all forms of criminality before, during, and after the rerun election in the state.
The Nigerian Air Force has increased the number of aircraft in its fleet with the procurement of 4 Super Mushak trainer aircraft from Pakistan for the training of student pilots. Speaking during the induction and handing over of the aircraft in Kaduna, Nigeria's Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, and his Pakistani counterpart, Air Chief Marshal Suhail Aman, explained that the new platform will boost the fight against insurgency.
By giving it 6 pistols and also giving the glass cockpit makes the capability and the training of the young pilots is very, very effective. The aeroplane is very safe and can be used in a lot of other roles, operational roles as well. So I'm very pleased that this aircraft is here to train our brothers from the Nigerian Air Force.
The number of airplanes, like I said, by first quarter of next year, we should have up to about 20 airplanes. This is the first time we're having that since the 80s. That was the last time we had up to 21 airplanes being inducted into the service at the same time. So certainly it will enhance what we are doing, definitely. Of course we have, and we are training, you know. For the time being, we have our brothers from Pakistan that are here to support the operation of the aircraft, to also train our personnel. We have our personnel that are in Pakistan training now. So very soon they will come back and then take over the maintenance. And in terms of modernity, somebody just conducted this round. Glass cockpits, what else are you looking for? That's the most modern cockpit you can think about.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Army says it's set to commence and execute another operation in the northeast called Operation Rescue Finale. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, disclosed this in Owerri, the Imo State capital, at the opening ceremony of the 2016 Chief of Army Staff Conference. And Operation Rescue Finale is aimed at rescuing persons still held hostage by Boko Haram and consolidating on the stabilization phase of operations already executed in the northeast. Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai believes that a well-planned and executed operation will bring about decisive elimination of Boko Haram in the country.
It's the 2016 Chief of Army Staff Conference holding at the Imo State Trade and Investment Center in Owerri, the state capital. It has the theme, consolidating on the gains of counterinsurgency operations towards achieving national security. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation is here to represent the federal government, and his arrival signals the commencement of the conference. While welcoming his guests, the host, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, says the conference provides an opportunity to assess the performance of the Army and offer suggestions for improvement in the new year, especially with regards to the war against Boko Haram and terrorism.
The operation is aimed at rescuing persons held hostage by the Boko Haram terrorists in order to consolidate on the stabilization phase of the operation. It is my belief that a well-planned and executed operation rescue plan will bring about this decisive elimination of the Boko Haram terrorist phenomenon, as well as the achievement of the desired operational end state.
The federal government has charged the Army to collaborate more with other security agencies and develop new strategies, especially against insurgency.
The Nigerian Army will therefore intensify its current efforts and work closely with other security agencies to develop new strategies that will address the current security challenges facing the country and ensure total eradication of insurgency.
The chief host, Imo State Governor Mr. Rocha Sokorocha, commended the Nigerian Army for the sacrifice and commitment to the protection of lives and property of all Nigerians and the protection of the nation's unity.
I call on you, please keep on keeping on. we do appreciate the circumstances and conditions of service. It might not be that comparable to other great nations of the world, but we are still standing to put in the best to serve the fatherland. Let me, on behalf of the group of State, appreciate the Nigerian Army, especially to participate in our sister states, Borno State.
The government also promised to diligently study the recommendations from the conference and implement same where it is practicable.
You're watching news across Nigeria. Coming up, a female editor gives an account of her experience in the hands of kidnappers. Stay with us.